In today's video, we're going to be discussing the main difference between chipping and pitching, and I've got for you an awesome drill to really nail your short game. Make sure you check out this video. Jon Watts here from the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me out in my short game area, and today's video, as I mentioned there, is all going to be about the big difference from chipping to pitching. I've got for you a great drill to help you feel the release difference between those two shots. If you're new to my channel and you haven't already, I'd love you guys to subscribe. By clicking the bell icon, it just notifies you every time a new video goes live. At least 2 instructional videos a week, and it's great to hear for some comments from you guys. So if you put any info in the comments box below, videos you'd like me to film, any comments you've got to this video, I will get round to responding to you and hopefully film some content that's relevant to you. Let's get into this one. So the reason for this drill, just using an alignment stick, a tour stick, up the target side of the golf grip, I'm holding the club with my trail hand and I'm just supporting my trail arm, trail shoulder with my lead hand here. And I was just trying to feel the difference between a chip and run and a pitch in terms of the release pattern. So the chip and run, first of all, what I'm asking golfers to do is to try and set their hands forwards. This is a shot that I wouldn't fly more than about 10 yards. I'm probably a little bit too far away here, but almost trying to land it just onto the edge of the green, then let the ball roll and release. And for me, I'd change different clubs depending on how much roll I wanted to get from it. But a big thing is I'm setting my hands forwards, I'm setting my pressure forwards, and I'm really trying to take the hands out of it. So I want the sensation that the cane would stay away from my body. Okay, throughout the whole motion, my hands are leading the shot through. There is no real release. I'm setting the angles, turning my upper body. There's no real release here because I want to keep consistent loft on. So I am de-lofting it, but I'm hitting it with real consistent loft. I'm making sure I hit the ball first. I don't want to change any release in there and start to use the bounce of the golf club or anything on those lines. This is just a bog standard bump and run, chip and run. Whereas when I'm pitching, I really want to try and get the sensation the club is catching up with my hands, and I'm utilizing all that loft on the golf club and also the bounce of the golf club, so allowing that club to glide or skim. So longer shot, longer swing, yes, but I'm trying to get that feeling of the cane here is going to hit me up my lead side as I turn through. So if I was trying to take the hands out of it, hit a low one, I'd try and feel like the cane stayed away from my body. If I'm trying to feel like I throw the club to use the loft correctly, it's hitting my side here. I'm throwing the club and turning my body, okay? So throwing the club on the way down so it catches up with my hands and synchronizing it with the rotation, the turn of my body. And that's the pitch shot where we're really trying to get back to impact with the handle more level with the golf club, whereas chipping, handle more forward. So let me hit those two again. So the chip, and it's a little, I'm going to try and land it a little bit short of the green. I'm a little bit too far away. I was sort of getting myself the right distance for a pitch. So I'm setting the shaft here, just angled forwards, the cane away from my side. I'm trying to get the feeling of maintaining that rather than the cane coming back to hit me. Okay, so I've still got these angles. The club is pretty low. My hands are set a little forwards. I think it just bumped me. There's obviously a little bit of play in this, but you get the idea of what we're trying to do. It might be easier if you tape the cane to the side of the club, but I'm trying to feel like I keep my hands moving. De-lofting the golf club, yes, but guaranteeing I hit the ball before I hit the ground. Whereas pitching, I really want more height, more elevation. I want to use the loft on the golf club and ultimately use the bounce of the golf club. So it's not the leading edge hitting now the ground, it's the trail part of the wedge. So there's a bit more throw involved, allowing that club to catch up with my hands and syncing up with the turn on my body. So cane up the side of the club, but now I do want the cane to hit me. So you can see it's worked away as the swing's that little bit longer. Try and get that to hit you as you turn through. So I'm feeling like it hits me by the time I get to just post impact and turn through. I'm going to try and fly this a little bit further as if I'm going towards that back left pin, but the feel here is throw and turn. So it's hit me, I've extended my arms, there's a lot more body rotation, you can see my body's a lot taller, a lot more upright, and that's a massive difference, and this release exercise is so vital. You know, if we're trying to hit the low one, it's feeling like we take the hands out of it, preset the angle, turn our body, but we're keeping the angles. When we're pitching, we're utilizing the loft, we're allowing a little bit more throw in there, and that is just the feeling that the club is catching up with our hands by the time we get to impact rather than the handle being forward. So when I'm making some practice swings in a chip, could I keep the handle of the golf club pointing in front of me the whole time? When I'm pitching, can I get that feeling that the club actually gets back to pointing at me? Hit 2 shots just to finish with without the canes. The chip and run first. Handle is set a little bit forwards. Keep the handle forwards, okay? So no real breakdown of wrist. Handle is still forwards ahead of my belly button. Whereas in pitching, I'm really going to get that sensation of allowing the club to catch up with the handle, almost throwing that club as I turn through. You can see that means the club finishes a lot higher. There's a change in my wrist angles. The end of the club is pointing back towards me. So there is more throw or tossing the club as we rotate our body. And that's a real key part to how we use the club correctly. Different for different shots. So it's great to get out there with the cane, give those an exercise, give that exercise a go in the garden, get the feeling of the chip and run, setting the angles, and then not using the hands, and then get the feeling with pitching that we're allowing the club to catch up with the hands. So there is a little bit more throw as we turn our body. If you can get those 2 shots mastered, it's going to save you so many shots around the green. If this video does help, as I mentioned at the start, hit the thumbs up, share it with as many golfers as you can, and please do consider subscribing. Cheers guys, we'll see you soon.